Check 1, 2. Looks like we got it now. Yep, there we go. Sorry, a little bit of an audio issue right at the kickstart, folks. But welcome to the Glenview Community Ice Center. It's a Tuesday night, and two teams hungry for 2 points, battling near that playoff line here in the Scholastic Hockey League regular season. No, this is not Dylan Ward with an audio vocal change. This is filling in for him, Luke Jordan. You might have heard me a few times before. I've actually done the previous matchup between these two teams back at Glacier Ice Arena, where Glenbrook South won 9-2 earlier on in the season to earn that first victory. But anyway, Dylan could not be with us tonight. He's here in spirit. He'll carry all the other broadcasts, of course, as he always does. But for now, we look forward to this one. Carmel Catholic currently at the bottom of the league, 1-12. They lost 10 in a row. This is a team that could get hungry at any moment. And on the other end, Glenbrook South, a little bit of a slump of their own as well. They've lost 5 of their last 6 and 3 in a row. But one team will escape with a win today. And we'll see how long it takes us. Puck dropped in Glenview. It's Carmel in white. Glenbrook South in the classic black home uniforms. Ryan Mulvey look to go ahead. It's intercepted by Justin Marr. Over to Lincoln Stokel. Quick shot that ramps its way out of play. Good chance to give us the starting goalies for tonight. On the Baker goalie cams, you see there left side, it's the usual Thomas Preston. Stopped 27 of 29 last time in between the pipes against Carmel on the road. And on the other end, that's Mason Stanley who gets the go. His 6th start of the season. He's still looking for that first win. And he was in net last game for the Corsairs against York. They lost that game 9-3 against a very pesky Dukes team. Have they been impressive? The other way with the chance. Here comes Owen Cosmeter. Protecting the puck down to the far side. He'll swing it up top. Luke Fagan lost his handle. Marr sticks it out of the defensive end. Ryan DiNapoli in deep. Plenty of shots on goal last time between these two, 42-29, but still looking for our first one so far with an offsides whistle. Alessandro Collodi went for Carmel last time when they played Glenbrook South. Stopping 33 of 42, just a sophomore. Sophomore and a junior in the Carmel goaltender room. 2 first-year varsity goalies. Next year they'll have a backbone of 2 years, and Collodi, if he stays with Carmel for another, he'll be a 3rd-year varsity goalie. I've seen a great spark of young goalies into the Scholastic Hockey League. Thomas Preston is along that list. And here comes Braden Mendoza down the far side. Mendoza gets a burst. Braden Mendoza trying to stuff it home. It sneaks just by Stanley. Pass Fagan. Farley on the chase the other way. Ryan Farley looks to center. And it's just out of reach for Jackson Dick. The other way, in stride. Blake Hoffer on a breakaway. Couple of fakes. Oh, he hit the iron. So close to breaking the tie. He had Stanley beat. How about McCrulis? He scores! Oh boy, have they been all over it so far. And Teddy McCrulis is able to net home goal number 7 on the season. Goal and an assist against Carmel last time, and he just adds on. 3 points in 4 periods against the Corsairs for him so far in the season. And Stanley creeping off that near side too much, gets beat to it on the blocker hand. McCrulis, just a sophomore, and he's in the score sheet yet again. Thomas Preston makes a glove save. Here's a chance to look back at that previous breakaway as well. The first of 2 great chances, and you see Stanley gets beat, but that iron saves him. Centering feed, couldn't be captured by Stokel in the slot. Here comes Charlie Preston the other way. 2 shots to each side so far. Carmel has not won a game away from home this year, 0-6, as Marr cannot win the icing. Carmel team 9-19-2 last year, 9th out of 11 in the SHL. Their offense has not been the worst in the SHL. It's 9th, better than Stevenson, but they lost 2 key pieces from last year, Ben Vavra, and of course you can't forget Deacon Rose, 2 eventual A-high All-Staters for this Corsairs program. Lincoln Stokel sneaks it through. Now Ryan Mulvey getting things restarted. Sticked in by Jackson Ventura, who took a bit of contact just in front of the blue line. Marr taking some pressure. It's worked along the near side boards. And now eventually rifled back in as South will make 2 changes. Good pressure down and deep by Zach Boris. Boris looked to feed it up high. It couldn't be settled down by Tubakanik, then recollected. Charlie Tubakanik into the slot, and a pad denial from Mason Stanley. Back out in front, Graham Vanderploeg, back door, bouncing in front of the blue paint, and eventually stuffed wide by Tubakanik. Graham Vanderploeg down low, looking up top for Ryan Mulvey, but it's cut off by Justin Marr, who finds Lincoln Stokel. Stokel, alternate captain, threw it into the slot, and it's off the skate of Marr. The Titans tracing the other way. Graham Vanderploeg's pass is rushed. He's able to regain it. Now for the 4th-year varsity player, Ryan Mulvey. In the gear of Mark Ellwanger, who works it ahead for Jackson Dick. Now Ryan Farley, right side of the ice. Farley on a backhand try off the side of the net, centered back in front. And now Dick. Had it swiped away. Good shift here from Charlie Tubakanik as he carries on. Drops it behind. Sokol with the shot. Save. Rebound Tubakanik. Not 1 but 2 stops from the junior Mason Stanley. With those 2 chances already up to 6 shots on goal in less than 5 minutes into this game. Ryan DiNapoli putting the puck in the air, trying to bat it back down. Nifty move, but it comes out to nothing. And Ellwanger will repossess for the Corsairs as they'll change their forward line here. From the looks of the Carmel bench, almost want to say they're working potentially either 3 lines or 2 centers, 3 wings. Not really a full look at the bench yet without somebody hiding behind, but from what I see right now, you get about 7 on that bench, which is going to be a tough test for Carmel throughout this game. 12 total skaters. Usually in that type of scenario, you're running 2 centers, 3 sets of wings, 4 defensemen, but every coach has their own look at it. And Stanley will cover yet again with 12:04 to go, his 6th save. Face off to the left of Stanley. And we'll have another whistle. Spot on 5 minutes in. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday here on the South Hockey Network. Once again, Luke Jordan here with you. Dylan Ward in spirit. Will Fagan possesses at the blue line, unleashes one that's punched away easily by Stanley. Now Cosmeter with a chance. Owen Cosmeter, patient, tried to throw it in front. Wind up from the point by Will Fagan, never connected. DiNapoli lost his stick, but the puck is eventually worked over the blue line. And now Marr will go in a chase on Alex Tutai. The senior Tutai, vertical pass up ahead. Cosmeter was not looking behind him, and that puck finds its way all the way down for icing. Owen Cosmeter, of course, a face to watch, not only in any game, but especially against this team. 2 goals and 2 helpers last time around against the Corsairs. Just a junior, by the way. Came from nearly 60 games with the Milwaukee Junior Admirals AAA team from last year. Fagan. That is Luke Fagan. They'll work it in deep. Jonah Weiss wins the forecheck. Pinball's back below the goal line. Caden Gornick. Taken away by Hoffert. trying to turn it into offense. Luke Fagan up top, point shot got blocked. Dick sticks it right back up to the blue line. And now Fagan will have to be patient. Potentially not. Here comes Alex Brous the other way. Fairly newer name into this Carmel lineup. His 6th appearance of the season for Brous. Perhaps PJ Eberhardt looking to his Varsity 2 team with numbers in need. Brous has been playing a lot as of late. Stokel whips it across. Ryan DiNapoli in on net. A bouncer that is handled by Preston off a bounce. Right over his pad. One win for Carmel this season, back on October 2nd against Lake Forest, one of the hotter, colder teams of this season. Here's Kosmeter, good poke check by Ellwanger. Ellwanger sporting a C for this Carmel team. Captains came fairly late for Carmel, as Stokel goes spilling down, and we do have a delayed penalty. DiNapoli down the right side. No, to be honest with you, Gerard, I didn't even know that was a penalty. I'm sure the crowd might caught that. Some that do not agree up here, but one way or another, Carmel and their power play will get to work for the first time today. Team in the SHL with the most power play opportunities a game at 3.54. Stokel up top, Ellwanger, some trouble with it. Asher Vanderploeg wore that one just above his ankle. Carmel's power play 17.4% on the season. Ellwanger over the blue line. The captain fires and scores. A smooth shot from Mark Ellwanger, and this game is tied. Just the 2nd of the season for Ellwanger, who marched in, saw his opportunity, and took it. Just beat that left side, it appeared, of Thomas Preston. This is a team that has had hot offensive performances in some tight games. That 6-3 win earlier in the season. Here's a chance in front, they score! And an answer back for Glenbrook South. Daniel Sokol, the senior, his first goal of the season. Sokol fired up about that one, fist pumping his way through the line. It's a great look in front. And Sokol, you see the immediate hands raised. That is one heck of a way to answer. The Sokol, Tubuchanik, Graham Vanderploeg line strikes and breaks a tie that only lasted a handful of seconds. Already 3 goals early on, and I know Dylan Ward, if he's watching, he's smiling. Because if you do not catch the Scholastic sit-down episode, or actually none of you have caught this one yet, but spoiler, we pick a highest scoring game of the week, and he picked this one. And it's off to a good start. 3 goals just past the first 7 minutes. Or should I say 8 now. Passes past Stokel. Luke Fagan threw it all the way down, icing whistled with 8:43. Busy start. Teddy McCrulis opened up the scoring, assisted by Blake Hoffer. Then Mark Ellwanger scores unassisted. And then Daniel Sokol on that recent one, assisted by Graham Vanderploeg and Charlie Tubuchanik. can't get a clean hold. Now Gornick intercepts a pass and works the other way. Pass is beyond Dick, all the way down for icing. Glenbrook South with the sweep of Carmel last season. Wins of 6-4, 4-3, and then 6-4 again to close out. They're trying to do more of the same here in a consecutive season. Zach Boris trying to freight train his way up the boards. Preston's there to help. Gornick now for Carmel. Can't clear. Glove down by Jackson Ventura. 2-on-1. Ventura waits. Continues and works it up to the blue line. Ryan Mulvey. Point shot deflected right in front of the blue paint and stick just wide by Charlie Preston. Zach Boris trying to hold. He had a good game against Carmel last time around. Goal and assist from him. And meanwhile, it's worked in the other direction by Alex Brous. Ryan Mulvey. Pressure from behind by Stokel as it's taken away. McCrulis takes a shove. Weiss recuperating in his own end. Drop behind for Blake Hoffer. Here comes the left-handed pitcher. Hoffer fires wide. Gornick. Now across ice for DiNapoli. South bench might have wanted a slash. Instead, McCrulis tries to settle it in the high slot. Teddy McCrulis getting nifty, my goodness. Puck is still under his skate. McCrulis possessing still until eventually DiNapoli snuffs it out. A good possession nonetheless from the underclassman Teddy McCrulis. Puck comes right to him here inside the center ice circle. McCrulis, that's going to be a slash on Lincoln Stokel. Easier call for the official to make this time around, and Glenbrook South will put on the hard hats now for a power play. You see the first swipe there by Stokel, and then this one's just about a baseball bat. Usually the types of moves you make when you're out of legs, but he was still moving there, just jumped the gun on an approach. It'll turn into Glenbrook South's first power play opportunity of this game. They're 7th in the SHL, but they have the 3rd best power play at 21.4%. There's a lot of teams in between that and 17%. Carmel's at 17. And they're 8th. That will go up a little bit with the 1-1 start today, moving their overall power play to 9 for 47. 20 seconds in, and not much has come out of this corner. Now it does. Will Fagan up top. Across for Ryan Mulvey. He's got a lane to shoot. Fires it over the crossbar. Cosmeter regains. Drops it back. Fagan switches spots with Cosmeter and sends one towards. That's gloved by Stanley. Not bad work here on the power play by South. Seeking their 10th power play goal of the season. You got Tutai, the screen out in front, but he backs off a little bit and gives Stanley well too easy of a lane to see that one. Still 1:15 to go. Clean win there for AVP. Ryan Mulvey just blows a tire stationary. Don't see that too often from a senior captain. He's back to his feet now. And back down below the goal line it goes. Asher Vanderplug leads this team in goals this season with 11. Skip pass, Mulvey's open, wait, shoots, and a save by Stanley. A stutter was just enough time there for Mason Stanley to make the save. This is a beautiful setup, this skip back. Look at a wide open Ryan Mulvey has just coughed it for a moment. Crediting Mason Stanley with save number 9. Still don't think this is a power play to shake your head about so far if you're Jim Philbin. Will Fagan now. Good block there by Gornick. A fearless one. And the clear will go all the way down from Christian Leiston. They'll set up from their own end now for the first time in a while on this power play. Hoffer. They love to give him ice to skate, and he's taking advantage here. Out to a strong hand, shoots and scores! The full 200 for Blake Hoffer. And Glenbrook South takes a 2-goal lead. The drop pass from Mulvey, and the Jets were turned on. Beat Stanley on the glove side. This game was tied for just 13 seconds from 9:44 to 9:31. Since then, Glenbrook South has been just dominating the play. Preston Tan shoots up for icing, and he'll get that. One more look at the goal from Blake Hoffer. 7th of the season, 2 goals against Carmel last time around, 2 of the 9 for Glenbrook South. And you just can't give him that angle as a left-handed shot. He will make you pay. SHL's leading scorer last year. Jackson Dick will send it into the netting. Jackson Dick for Carmel scored his first goal of the season last game against York. They struggled through those first 2 periods. They allowed 7 goals in the second, but definitely had a brighter third period. They scored all 3 goals in that game from the third. Ventura with good pressure, but offsides is whistled with 4:04. Carmel outshot by 7 up to this point. They're 1-0-0 when out shooting the opponent, 0-12 when outshot, which is just a crazy thought, but it's what it goes to tell you sometimes about the correlation between shots on goal and controlling of the game. Have not outshot an opponent or won a game since October 2nd. This one will just skim its way over the blue line. Bender had it taken away. Preston goes across ice for Jackson Ventura. Ventura fires from a distance. Routine glove save for Stanley. Stanley's first meeting against Glenbrook South this season. It'll be interesting who gets the nod come December 20th. That will be the season finale, or the season series finale, should I say, between these 2 teams. That game will be at Allstate Arena. For Glenbrook South, their last game here until January 7th against New Trier Green, which that'll be a rubber match as well. And the only reason the 20th would be a rubber match between these 2, I guess, is if Carmel's to win this one. They're not far from it, but they got to battle back down 2 at the moment here in the first period. Moran slips it over the blue line, a miscue. And now Cosmeter possesses for Glenbrook South. Cross ice pass, Asher Vanderplug. Rode into the boards by Caden Gornick. The other way now, Browse just sends it in deep. Mulvey now for Cosmeter. Finds Tutai. Asher Vanderplug taken away. Gornick works it over the line. Browse goes chasing after Mendoza. Asher Vanderplug's pass deflects off of a body. Goes all the way down the ice. No icing, of course. Leiston. Good stretch pass to Stokel. Lincoln Stokel loses his handle. DiNapoli's there to recover, but not for long. And here comes Cosmeter looking the other way for Blake Hoffer, who almost had a one-on-one for what could have been his second goal of the game. Passes past Stokel, but icing waved off. Stokel up top. Leiston holds. And now DiNapoli backs off as Hoffer will turn away. Hoffer vertical pass is out of reach for McCrulis, no icing. Bender having some trouble down low. Leiston lays a check. McCrulis below the goal line. Good defense by Leiston once again. He's having a solid shift here. Will Fagan is hit hard by Justin Marr. Bit of retaliatory stuff. McCrulis now. Swipes it back for Hoffer. Marr laid a check. Here comes Stokel the other way. Lincoln Stokel. Now Gornick winds one up, and a save from Preston. He teased the rebound and now covers with spot on a minute left to go. Haven't had a show a replay from this goal cam in quite a while. In fact, not since the first goal from Carmel. Might have taken a redirection out in front, but one way or another. On try number 2, Preston's able to get a whistle. Been a couple of heartbreaking losses as of late for Glenbrook South. Has to feel good to be out in front early here. Good hit by Tutai. Elwinger a little slow to get up. Really get himself back in place at least. Cosmeter, good feed behind. Vanderploeg shoots it wide of the net and has to take a hard hit from Marr, who's out in front. Luke Fagan. His shot angles to the far side. Pinto back down for Cosmeter. Into the slot, AVP's open, and a save from Stanley. .23.5 seconds to go. Glenbrook South, a really good job so far finding those passing lanes. Asher Vanderploeg not far off from what would have been a team-leading 12th goal there. Really everybody got in the score sheet last time around against the Corsairs. Plenty of multi-point games. Asher Vanderploeg had one of them with 2 assists. This puck stays in play with 10 to go. One last rush up ahead for the Titans. Here in the first period, skipped on through to Teddy McCrulis. McCrulis tries to make a move, and he's shadowed off. We'll get a whistle with just 1 second left here in the first period before a quick break. And there you go. Shots on goal 15-6 through the first period. And Glenbrook South has been in control so far against a Carmel team that has not won a game this season when outshot. And so far, that's the case. Current look at the SHL standings. New Trier Green is out in front. And these standings will not change because this is the only game on the docket today, not only at the varsity level, but at the academic and JV levels as well. But as you see it, New Trier Green out in front, 13-3-2, but granted, they played one more game than St. Viator, who's 13-3-1. So Viator has the best points percentage. Then you've got Loyola Academy, 10-3-2. York's in 4th, 9-3-4. More overtime / shootout losses than regulation losses is definitely a sight to see. But it will earn them points throughout the way. St. Ignatius 11-7 in 18 games. Lake Forest is 6th with 19 games, 11-8. They haven't played as many games as of late. Started off so hot. But now Glenbrook South could really catch up to them. You look from the 6th spot, Lake Forest, to the 7th. Glenbrook South, they're 7-6-2 at the moment. They have 16 points. So if you can win this one and then the next two, you could tie their point total with still a game in hand. So every game really matters here for GBS. And you might say, oh, why does a 6th seed matter so much more than a 7th seed? Well, look at the top two here in the SHL, Trier and St. Viator. Those two teams are likely to be the top 2 seeds in the SHL playoffs if they keep playing the great hockey that they have, which means Glenbrook South would likely play Loyola and York, and of course they're tough competition. But don't forget that one win, as here's Mar with a chance, that one win for Glenbrook South over the last 6 games is against Loyola in a 3-0 shutout. Asher Vanderploeg going after Mar a little bit, just letting him know to get off the goalie. You see it right here. Maybe a little much, but don't think there was any intent from Mar either to crash into the goalie. Definitely don't want the penalty minutes to break out either. And wow. Justin Marrs going to the penalty box for goaltender interference. I don't know about that. I know we're the South Hockey Network here, but PJ Eberhardt, you can't see on your screen right now, but he is furious, and he's got a right to be. I don't get that call whatsoever. Good catch from Gerard Boris. Said that Mar must have stepped on Preston's stick, it appeared. That would make a lot more sense. But I'm sure PJ Eberhardt did not see that. And Justin Mar tried to plead his case as well. Well, it's cemented in stone now, and here's Glenbrook South looking for their second power play goal of the game. Lincoln Stokel breaks free on a near shorthanded goal. Would that have been momentum shifting from the alternate captain for the Corsairs? Cosmeter opens up with some space, places it up top for Will Fagan. Center blue line, shot pings off the netting and bounces its way right back beyond the blue line. Still will be an offensive zone face-off, of course, with 1:11 left on the power play here. This one is past Luke Fagan. Ryan Mulvey recovers. Carmel wants a penalty there. Jackson Dick went down from some potential contact from Luke Fagan. They will not get the call. Ryan Farley clears. Farley, the AHL leading scorer from last year on Varsity 2. Mulvey across for Asher Vanderploeg. Collected by Mulvey. Pumps the brakes at the blue line. Jackson Dick with good pressure. Loose puck up top. Farley's going to have a chance the other way. Instead, just elects to dump it in safely. Would have been tough. He had no speed to start with. I don't think PJ Eberhardt would have minded giving it a try. Bit of a tussle back on the GBS goal line. Nothing worthy of a call. Blake Hoffer now on the other end. Hoffer. Hard pass up to the point. Ryan Mulvey snared down by the glove of Stanley. Get a look at that pass here. Vanderploeg lets it fall through. I wasn't sure if that was on purpose, but it was just that hard of a pass. Clear intent for the blue line. Final seconds of the power play here. On the boards, McCrulis taking some checks. Lyston pushes him off. Now Weiss at the goal line, feeds it in front for Hoffer. Hoffer's rocked. Hard hit there by Christian Leiston. Justin Marr darts the other way. Marr will let one go. Good save by Preston. Another rebound given, but he is quick on the scene once it happens. The sophomore goaltender pauses time once again. It's good positioning. The blocker's a little high, but it ends up angling right down to the ice, and he's in front of it for the save. Leiston goes around the wall. Jonah Weiss collects far circle, pokes it down. Blake Hoffer back up top for Mendoza. Still almost feels like a power play here. Good shot blocked by Carmel, working the other way. Leiston on the block. Sokol tried to move it ahead. Now DiNapoli stationary at the edge of the circle. At center has it dumped in by Lincoln Stokel. Him and Ryan DiNapoli change. Two fresh forwards on for Carmel. Weiss dancing through, swipes one wide. Makrulis in a sea of white. Eventually rang around the wall. Makrulis is glued to Leiston, trying to say that he was hanging on to him. Another scenario where the refs just kind of let it play on, and now offsides whistled on Makrulis, who touched it a tad early. They're going to say that was intentional as well, so we'll go back to the GBS defensive end. (6-1) lead for South after 2 periods in the last game between these two. We've got a penalty coming. Carmel will get another shot, already 1 for 1 in this game. And it looks to be on Zach Boris, shaking his head. Come on, Gerard, give him the penalty box a shame. Got to give the penalty box can. Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. I don't know. We'll see in the score sheet. Gerard said for what? Cross check. Stokel one-timer wide of the net. Must have been right off the face-off, I guess. Yeah, I did not catch that. Don't think anybody did. South clears. Cosmeter could very much win this foot race, but he elects to back off. Ellwanger left behind for Stokel. And here's how the power play breakout begins. DiNapoli. Now Ellwanger, who's got the lone Carmel goal so far. Farley winds up at the top of the circle. And a save so good from Thomas Preston, I think it might have left over the netting, as he was able to get his stick on it. Just now, 5 total shots in this period so far, 3 of them from Carmel, a team that has really struggled in the second period this season. Stokel goes across for Ellwanger. Down to the side, Marr, quick shot, saved by Preston. Carmel Catholic, the worst team goals allowed average in the SHL at 7.23. And nearly 3.5 of that comes from the second period as Preston makes another save. There it is, Gerard. Boris ready to get unleashed from the box in a minute and 4, unless Carmel is to score. Ellwanger down the wall for Marr. He never got a chance, and it's smacked out of there by Mulvey. Ellwanger resets. Good stick check by Weiss. How about a second try? Ellwanger takes the outside lane. Carmel captain collects it down low. Up the wall to Napoli. Works it from his skate to his stick, and it's dug out of there by Mulvey. Shoveled all the way down with 20 to go. Some last changes here on the power play for Coach Eberhardt. And now Stokel, shaking and baking. Forced into the corner against Mulvey. Mulvey's ran over by the opposing 14, Ryan Farley. And a beautiful sauce pass by Jonah Weiss, and then Caden Gornick shot it into the Glenbrook South penalty box. Nobody's hurt, thankfully. It's an interesting play. Jonah Weiss tried to loft it ahead. That was a smart play by Caden Gornick. Not to shoot it into the bench practically, but to stick it down, because otherwise there was a good chance the other direction for GBS. Clean face-off win for Daniel Sokol, who scored his first goal of the SHL season today. Mendoza. Now Graham Vanderplug over the line. In a 3-on-2, Tubuchanan collects, shoots it off the toe of his stick. Did not come off the way he intended. Another shot thrown on, Sokol prying at it. Stanley now covers. It was oddly chaotic. Not many shots on goal, just one in that process, but. And it's right there. Carmel now out shooting GBS in this period 5-2. They did not give a shot to GBS down low. And then again, a little tough to see from there. Can't blame them. Mendoza can't hold. Stokel off the skate of Marr. Justin Marr can't train his way through. Mendoza collects near side. Plenty of room to roam. The senior works it in on Stanley. The rebound's right there, and Tubuchanan with a great hustle play. Just can't get a clean hold. Mendoza flips it back down to the goal line. Out in front for Sokol, who takes advantage. And a save from Stanley. That's what a forecheck gets you right there. Watch this replay from the main cam. Mendoza down in the goal line, and Sokol, he gets right on it, takes it away. Maybe just has to wait a little bit longer there. Up to Pinto at the point. His shot goes wide. Boris, out for Ventura. Skip pass through. Mulvey, saved by Stanley again. Stanley's keeping these Corsairs in the game so far. (17 out of 20 stops in his first appearance against Glenbrook South this season. Just his 6th start on the year. Farley towards the net, covered by Preston. Preston has played in every minute on the other end for Glenbrook South in SHL play. Bunnell, the backup, has seen time in tournaments. Glenbrook, or the Loyola O'Grady as well, a local one. Clean face-off one. Ellwanger on a deflection goes just wide of the net. Centered back in front, but Stokel never got a chance. Ventura over the blue line. Titans just barely on sides. Backhand out in front. Pinto backs off as here comes DiNapoli. Stretch pass across. Marr now chasing after Mulvey as it's worked back ahead. Boris now at the blue line. The other way, here comes Ryan DiNapoli off a pass. DiNapoli, lengthy shot, easy save for Preston, who does not mind hanging on. Plenty of whistles here in this middle frame. Once again, the only game in the entire SHL. That includes Varsity, Academic League, JV League. This is it for today. Monday, Tuesday games, not really common. Wednesday, you get a fair amount. Thursdays, really only feel like Stevenson consistently hosts on Thursdays. Here's Cosmeter, good pass across, Asher Vanderplug. Backdoor, fanned on by Tutai. Cosmeter. He's got Fagan wide open, who gloves it down. Will Fagan into the slot. Asher Vanderplug, backhander right through the blue paint. Striding to it now, Austin Orlos goes up the far side boards, where he cannot clear. Tutai from a distance, saved by Stanley, and no rebound given. A little bit of a late whistle. Another ozone drawn. It's one here back to Mendoza. And another whistle. Just 5 seconds between whistles that time. Blake Hoffer and Lincoln Stokel exchanging some words on the left hash mark here. Could wonder what that is. Hoffer at the goal line out in front, and Stanley holds his ground. He's just about shoved into the net. Well above the top of the crease off the faceoff, slowly backs his way in. Another strand of 3 whistles in 11 seconds. Broken stick for Braden Mendoza, trying to defend without one, but Carmel is off sides. Mendoza now makes his way back to the bench. Handed a new stick. Here's Hoffer. Finds Weiss in stride. Jonah Weiss, like a jet, tries to put it in front for Makrulis. Handled at the point now and fired on. Good save by Stanley. Weiss was coming right across looking for that deflection. Get a good look at it from here. There's the initial chance, and watch Weiss. He swoops right back out in front. Just could not get a stick on it. Shout out Gerard Boris. He's got all the camera angles, got the goal cams, of course. Another cover by Stanley. I want to say that's the 5th whistle of this minute. Probably one of the slower periods on the GBS season. We've had a lot of stoppages. And if anything, that really only benefits Carmel with such few numbers. Able to get more rest time in between. Tubacanik now try to turn it towards the net. It's smacked ahead for Ryan Farley of Carmel. Anthony Pinto, the senior, checks his rear view and now gets things set up on the near side. Tubacanik is hit by Farley. Browse recollecting, trying to throw it in front for Farley. That was almost a game-breaking goal there. Here's Pinto. Fagan. Might have gotten a piece of Isaac Bunnell. Just snuck by him, it appeared. On the GBS bench. Far side linesman is asking for it back. And that one nearly right out of play again. Just hits the netting. Not too far from the Glenbrook South bench. Refs' hands have been busy. A lot of face-offs. Stokel. Inside Jackson Dick. Out in front and just past Moran. Not a bad sequence whatsoever for Carmel Catholic. Zach Boris is dragged down, but still a 2-on-1. Charlie Preston as his shot redirected wide of the cage. Stokel now trying to spin off Ventura. Gornick. Gornick is able to swoop by Fagan, never by Mulvey. And another whistle. Appreciate all of you in here, of course, on this Tuesday night. Feel free to leave a live chat. We'll make sure we highlight it. Questions, comments, concerns. Anything I should pass on to our great producer, Gerard? Just let me know. Pulled out of the pile by Asher Vanderplug. And now Alex Tutai. Tutai's in with numbers. Nice move, and Stanley makes an incredible save. Oh my, one of the more highlight reel opportunities of the season for South. And Stanley stands tall. Tutai with teammates yelling at him. Ryan Mulvey collects it, and he'll slot it wide. Cosmeter into the slot. Asher Vanderplug in his office. Seen a lot of slot looks already for AVP. Can tell it works. 11 goals on the season. Mars over the line offsides. Let's get a look at that sequence there. That was some nasty stuff from Alex Tutai. He's right by Gornick. Watch this. Ugh. Close to a near perfect play. As Zellweger will ring it around. Mendoza. Past McCrulis and Bender, no icing. Hoffer comes out of nowhere to try to win this race. McCrulis trying to break free near side. Cycled down the boards. Nobody there except Jackson Dick and White. And oh my goodness, watch out GBS bench today. And helmets for the Philbins and company might be needed as well today. Not the first time this South bench has had the puck visit. Just got to keep it a little bit lower on the chip if you're Carmel so far. Another save by Stanley. With that one, he's up to 24 saves so far. And we are just past 29 minutes into this game. We're almost at it. Good pass out of the zone. Here comes Ryan Farley. And a better back check from Braden Mendoza. He'll get pinned against the wall by Lincoln Stokel. And now Blake Hoffer taken away by DiNapoli, who swipes it back in. Hoffer. Nice feed ahead for Jonah Weiss. Weiss loses his handle, but now leaves it behind. Fagan out in front, they score! Another pretty play for South today. And it's 4-1. A nice swing across. Nobody's there watching McCrulis, who's left wide open for his second goal today. Sophomore now up to 7 on the season. 4 points in now 5 periods against Carmel this year. Sokol, glove down. Here's a chance for Orlis, who unwinds, deflected on, still stopped by Thomas Preston. Best save of the game there for Preston on his end. Nice move by Sokol. Daniel Sokol out in front. Tubuchanic's hand got on it, and Graham Vanderplug now at the goal line. Yeah, if he did score there, I would have imagined it would have counted for that reason. Hand pass. We'll go out to the neutral zone. Out in front of the Titan bench, a face-off here, 4-1 lead for Glenbrook South, trying to break a 3-game losing streak and work their way back to 500. Currently 7-6-2. So they're over 500 in points, but you always want to be even. Or actually, should I say for Glenbrook South, you really never want to be even with wins and losses. Prestigious club. You'll catch me wording a couple of things wrong today, to be honest with you. Just completed my finals, so the brain's a little fried today. But that's all right. It'll be back for more. DiNapoli's pass will go all the way down for icing. Sure, it's got to be tough on these students as well. At least Carmel, I know, Gerard, correct me on this. Does GBS do their finals when they come back from break, right? You don't know? Don't you have a kid there? You don't ask him how school was or anything like that? No? Lincoln Stokel now with the chance. Oh, he breaks free, and Preston makes another save. Well, as far as I can remember Dylan telling me, Glenbrook South does their finals when they come back from winter break. No? They changed it this year. Okay. Well, geez, I need to be in the loop better. Thanks for letting me know. So it's got to be tough on them mentally, including Carmel as well, to juggle a sport and all those tests and all that good stuff. Physically, it's whatever, but mentally, never easy. Zach Boris down into the corner. Out in front, it's past Ventura. And here comes Farley darting the other direction. It's past Gornick. Stokel. Lincoln Stokel scraped towards net just off the side. Farley settling at the goal line. He's got a lane to shoot and fires it. Save the rebound, jarred out of there by an aggressive Zach Boris. Tid back in front, just wide by Gornick. Him and Preston collide down in the corner. And a retaliation from Charlie Preston, who will be going to the box. Carmel back to the power play. A 1-for-2 power play unit with their third chance today. Mentioned it earlier, most power play opportunities a game in the SHL, and that's Carmel. Over 3.5. Now, they also suffer the most penalty kills a game at 3.31, but this power play has not been bad for them. Scored their 9th power play goal of the season today. It's really a bright spot. And it's a unit that can get them back in a game at any time, and that could be now. Ellwanger gives it back, and here's DiNapoli. Well wide, didn't get all the power he probably wanted on that shot. Stokel. Still somehow with it over the line, wanted a penalty for hooking. DiNapoli, and that definitely could have been. Now Will Fagan, scraped free by Marr. Carmel still possesses it, no harm. Stokel, back down the far side wall, Justin Marr. Ellwanger, Stokel again. Point shot, blocked in the slot. Turnaround, DiNapoli no. Juggled by Marr far side, tracing the circle. DiNapoli skips it up top. Stokel unwinds a shot from the point that Thomas Preston has no struggles with. I want to take a look at this save from earlier for Thomas Preston. A couple of minutes ago by now, but how about this one? The rebound, able to recover, slide from side to side. Pretty impressive. And I believe we just had a timeout used. Likely by PJ Eberhardt. He knows his team working with 12 skaters here. Try and get his top unit a breather. And they'll look to draw something up here with 1:07 left. So that one timeout in their game is now gone. But you know what? I actually kind of like this call. Considering the numbers, considering the situation, you can feel a lot better going into intermission if you're down by 2 compared to 3. Maybe some other things trying to be adjusted on the defensive end as well. 29 shots on goal allowed already. A team that allows 38.5 a game on average. That's an SHL worst. Mason Stanley has not played bad at all. I mean, yes, the save percentage makes it look bad, but he's gotten beaten truly twice. The other 2 goals he really couldn't control. So let's see what they draw up off the face-off here. It's flipped to the point. Lincoln Stokel will switch spots with Mark Ellwanger, who collects at center blue line. And that one's deflected in. Wow. Drawn up to perfection by PJ Eberhardt. And the timeout has its payoff. It's 4-2. I don't know if that was exactly how he meant it. And I mean by this. Blink right off the body of Justin Marr. And if they do credit that goal to him, it'll be goals in back-to-back games for Justin, his 4th of the season. Still a ball game here. 4-2, minute 12 and counting. Left in the middle frame. Hoffer back down the goal line for Luke Fagan. Glad you're with us here on the South Hockey Network. Once again, filling in for Dylan Ward. My name's Luke Jordan. Pinto. Gornick was able to stop the momentum of the puck mostly. Delayed offsides now. Miscued is the Glenbrook South forecheck. Gornick whips it up ice, hits Farley, stick, no icing. DiNapoli might have a chance. Out into the slot, Ryan Farley settles, shoots, and that one bounces its way to the near side. That was another good look for Carmel here. And I know Jim Philbin and company, they're itching to just get to the locker room. Maybe even try to add one on here. Weiss into the slot, Hoffer! Oh my goodness, what a stick save by Mason Stanley. That thing had smoke coming off of it. These slot one-timers have been left open. Gonna want to see it one more time from this angle. I believe it hit the crossbar as well. No. Pier stick. The shaft saves Mason Stanley and the Corsairs of a 3-goal deficit, but that could be reincarnated here. AVP point shot glove saved by Stanley with 6.3 to go. Jim Philbin pointing out some motions. Trying to get a quick opportunity going here off the faceoff. Vanderploeg takes it. It's swiped back by Dick off the draw. Still a battle in deep, and Carmel will hang on, clear it out. That does it on 2 periods. It has been Glenbrook South's game, but not without a close one here through the first 34 minutes. A 4-2 lead for the Titans as they head to the locker room, trying to end a 3-game losing streak and continue Carmel's. We'll be back here on South Hockey Network in just over 10 minutes for the 3rd period. Do not go anywhere here on YouTube. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Glenview Community Ice Center. It's a 4-2 lead for the Glenbrook South Titans over the Carmel Catholic Corsairs so far. A quick game summary before we drop the puck on period number 3. Teddy McCrulis opened up the scoring just 2 minutes in. Mark Ellwanger was able to score to tie things up. From then on, 3 unanswered from GBS, 2 in the first for a 3-1 first period. Daniel Sokol and Blake Hoffer followed up. Then Teddy McCrulis for his second in the second period. Justin Marr scored the most recent goal off a deflection off of his body. And that's where we stand. 4-2, Glenbrook South looking for a consecutive year of sweeping Carmel. They've got to win this one and the next one on December 20th. That game will be played at Allstate Arena. A look at Thomas Preston. He stopped 17 of 19, stopped 27 of 29 last time around against Carmel. So we're back underway. Once again, you're watching the Wintrust South Hockey Network. Thanks so much, as always, for being here. I'm sure Dylan would be expressing that same gratitude as well. McCrulis down low. Now Ellwanger looks to work it up the wall. On through to Fagan. Chip down the glass. Blake Hoffer. Down the wall, McCrulis. Swiped around. No, they're not on a power play. They're just moving the puck really well, and it almost results in a Teddy McCrulis hat trick there off the deflection. Stanley might have misplayed it. He's back into place as now McCrulis. Towards the net, slides it across Weiss. Back below the goal line, Hoffer sneaks over it. Blake Hoffer. Inside the circle, gives it out for Mulvey, who unleashes one just wide on the glove side of Mason Stanley. Ellwanger intercepts, sends it back to center. Blake Hoffer will go all the way back. Behind the back pass off the near side boards. Flicked up to Kosmeter, who goes back for Asher Vanderploeg. Vanderploeg trying to slice through two. Will recollect down below. In front, Kosmeter, and a good save from Stanley. The rebound's fired wide by Tutai. Fagan having some trouble holding the point. 2-on-1 for the Corsairs. Lincoln Stokel with a lane to shoot. Thomas Preston stands his ground. Back in it comes. Shots on goal, 31-20. In favor of GBS. Tap back over the line by Dick, and Dick saying, no, I kept it over the blue line. I was going to say, kind of looked like that from here too. Let's see. Well, 25% it. Yeah, that is onside. That's onside. That could have been a chance for Stokel. Well, we know that's an icing. There he is. Would wonder when he would pop up. Sounding good, Luke. Looking forward to getting back on the call Thursday. Yes, you will be. Titans will be on the road against Stevenson for that one. Their next 2 games are on the road, and then they're technically home for that game at All-State on the 20th, but it's really a neutral site game. 2-tie. Now Asher Vanderploeg with pressure coming from Colton Bender. 2-tie, prize it loose, back door! Oh my goodness, it stayed out. Not sure if Stanley got a piece of it or it hit the post. Get a look at that when we can. Meanwhile, Bender will get it out. More numbers for Carmel. They've been on a punt. Ryan Farley has it kicked away. A good start to this third period from Carmel, and here they come again. Ryan DiNapoli tries to pull the trigger. Good defense on the back check by Asher Vanderploeg, messing with his shot. Vanderploeg, no look pass off the boards, just out of reach for 2-tie, but no icing. Poked around to the far side, Owen Cosmeter. Backhand pass right through the slot. DiNapoli turns and fires it ahead for Justin Marr, who's got a goal in this game. The most recent one for Carmel. Marr on net, rebound there, and 2 kick saves from the right pad of Thomas Preston. Here's Anthony Pinto. A man on a mission here with speed. Backhand pass, deflects on right, just past the goal line. Oh my. Has this been a good last couple minutes of hockey? We had a fairly slow second period, not so far here. Ventura tracing the inside circle. And a save from Stanley. Let's get a look at that early one. Thought for sure it'd be a 5-2 game after this. Another backdoor opportunity, and yeah, off the post. You could tell Mason Stanley was lost. Sokol steps in against Dick. Daniel Sokol scoring his first SHL goal of the season today. Jackson Dick scored his first of the season last game for Carmel. Here's Farley. Couple of nice moves. Good save by Preston. Bit of a hand pass, but now it's waved off as Sokol got a touch of it. Mulvey whips it out to center. Now Browse. Good check by Vanderploeg. Browse goes chasing in. Zone held by Dick. Jackson Dick, point shot. Blazes away the stick of Anthony Pinto. Farley now back in front. Plenty of jerseys out in the slot before it's slapped out of there, and Colton Bender repossesses. Titans will try to change 2 in the meantime. Gornick just chips in deep. Carmel changes 1. With DiNapoli back in the game, Jackson Dick off the ice. Here comes Blake Hoffer. Oh, that might have been offsides. We play on. It definitely was offsides now that I play it back in my head. No harm, no foul. Especially for you folks listening, primarily GBS fans. Fagan laid a check on DiNapoli. Now Blake Hoffer far side, inside for Weiss. Knocked off the puck. Marr decided on not holding the zone. More space to play out here in between the blue lines. Cross ice pass. Caden Gornick couldn't drag it by. South wants a hook. Meanwhile, Marr to the net with a chance, and Preston another save. A penalty coming here to Glenbrook South instead. Justinian Marr able to draw the penalty, it sounds. It's on Mendoza. I'm fine with nobody getting a call, but maybe I just shouldn't speak anymore. There have been a lot of toss-ups in this game. Not any like seriously bad ones, but definitely its fair share of penalties that could have gone one way or another. To both sides too. It's not like it's been uneven. Here's Farley with a chance. Good stick by Mulvey. Asher Vanderploeg clears. Mark Ellwanger. Second goal of the season earlier today for him. Stokel gave it away. Asher Vanderploeg has to wait and ran it right into Justine and Marr. Here comes Stokel. Lincoln Stokel. Not much going down low. Farley pries it loose. Back in front for Marr on the backhand. Tried an Ovechkin-like shot, and then the follow-up was denied by Preston. Ellwanger from the point. And now Glenbrook South can breathe, and at the move of Coach Philbin, change the forward penalty killers. Makrulis and Weiss. Cosmeter and Vanderploeg come off. Whistle. And just about hockey's false start right there. Interesting. And they will go back 5 yards as well, I guess. I really don't see that often. I know in juniors they just redo the face-off itself, but I don't think I've ever seen that where they straight up back it out of the zone. Maybe I just haven't seen enough. Nice move by Ellwanger. Preston will cover. Shots have gotten scarily close in this game, 33-26 now. Second period was dead even, 13-13. Or no, sorry, I can't see today. Glenbrook South had 15, Carmel had 13. But so far in this third period, Carmel with 7, Glenbrook South with 3. DiNapoli up the goal line for Stokel. Lincoln Stokel hesitating, 45 left on the power play here. DiNapoli into the slot. Farley backed it back out for Ellwanger as he'll swing it down the boards. Some catch play down low by Carmel. Dick now right through the slot, nobody's there. And Jonah Weiss will walk it out of the zone and chase his own chip in. He'll win it too. A good chance to waste time here if he can evade from Stokel, in which he does. Asher Vanderploeg back on the ice here on the penalty kill. His second shift of this penalty kill as Stokel now turns ahead. Lincoln Stokel back and forth. Nifty move, swiped up top of the circle. DiNapoli goes across for Farley on a one-timer wide of the net. The power play expires, still a chance out in front. And Ryan Mulvey saves the Titans, advances it ahead. Fresh off the bench is Blake Hoffer. Hoffer makes the defender lose his stick. Blake Hoffer, patient, tried to center. What a diving play by Ryan DiNapoli. It's a 2-on-1 going the other way, but they salvage it away and throw it down the length of the ice. Gotta keep that pass lower if you're Carmel. Would have been a huge chance in an already threatening third period from the Corsairs. I mean, let's just say this is not a team that looks like they've lost 10 in a row. They are not playing a bad game today. And mind you, they're playing with 12 skaters. My men's league team tonight has 13 for reference. So, I mean, it is a short number to work with in a fast-paced high school hockey. To the point, Pinto with a blast that goes wide. Makrulis, nifty move, backhander well wide. Still anybody's puck down low. Teddy Makrulis has it on his stick once again. Worked up to the blue line, Luke Fagan with a lane to shoot and a save from Stanley. Weiss, while falling, tapped it off the side of the net as it pinballs around to the near side hash mark. Marr curls at center. He'll blast it in. Carmel changes another 2. Still up there on the forecheck is Browse. He's doing a good job gluing it shut. Caden Gornick got it in deeper, but now Pinto possesses and plays it for Hoffer. Luke Fagan couldn't cleanly corral, but he's still working with it down the right side before Lincoln Stokel darts the other direction. Stokel tried to toe drag through 2. It's going to be recovered at the blue line by Leaston, who fires it off his own teammate. Now gives it to the side. Browse has time to shoot, waited a little long. Farley on the rebound, kick saved by Preston. Nobody's there for the follow-up. Good keep by Caden Gornick. You can tell this Carmel team is tired, but they are just not giving up. Lincoln Stokel a chance to go to the net. Good stick check out in front. Gornick holds again. Deflected save, and another save from Preston. Add another to the list there on the far side. Blake Hoffer drags, fires. Good save by Stanley. Gave him way too much space there if you're Carmel, and they almost paid. Farley's pass is zipped across and now taken by Owen Cosmeter. Cosmeter in transition. Another save from Stanley. Slot shots have been aplenty for Glenbrook South today. Here's one up the top of the circle, deflected in front just wide by Asher Vanderploeg. And Carmel trying to say it hit the netting. They'll get no whistle. But usually you don't see somebody arguing it if it's true. Mendoza across for Mulvey. Point shot. Stanley through traffic makes the save with a Titan trampling on top of him. Now plenty of highlights on this end, but I want to look on Thomas Preston's end here. This should have been a goal really for Lincoln Stokel, but watch this defensive stick. Right there by Pinto. That saves a goal arguably. Yes, Preston could have stopped it, but it would not have been easy. You can see on the right side of your screen there some tired Corsairs getting to the bench. PJ Eberhardt with some words for the far side linesman. Coach Eberhardt, former Division III hockey player, St. Norbert College. And you've got quite the veterans on the bench. Jim Philbin with over 30 years of coaching experience, Eberhardt with over 25. These coaches have been coaching longer than most of the SHL broadcasters have been born. Tutai, he scores! That is a huge one from Tutai, who rings it off the iron and in. Bit of a late reaction here from the South audience. Couldn't really tell it went in, and Stanley has just been getting tested to the max. Another shot that hits the post and then goes in. Now the Titans cushion a 3-goal lead with 5:49 to play. Sokol's in deep. Here is Ellwanger. Good stick by South. Icing is therefore waved off. To Buchanan. Coughed it up right through the high slot. Graham Vanderploeg just sends it down. It could be trouble. Good forecheck by Charlie to Buchanan. Dick sends it back for Moran. Out in front of the slot, but nobody's there. Will Fagan getting things restarted. Jackson Ventura collects it off the near side boards. Ventura into the slot. He has it poked away. Stokel over the line. Carmel's onside. They can't do anything with it. Justine and Marr with a goal today. Eventually played around for Christian Leaston. No ice. Time keeps ticking. 4:21 and counting. Takeaway out in front by Marr. Stokel Pin against the boards, now breaks free. Fighting against Ventura. Reinforcement from Ryan Mulvey as he's able to get around the wall, but South can't work it out. And Marr will find DiNapoli, who just blindly threw it in front. Ventura, he's spun around. Out for DiNapoli at center, now Stokel. Lincoln Stokel left it for DiNapoli. Shot from a distance won't go. Marr, he's rattled down to the ice by Fagan, and it's going to be a penalty. It's loose, by the way. Now Preston comes way out of his crease to get a cover. Not sure what just happened there. So here's the play, right there. And I wonder if the net cam's going to give us a better look. Right there. No, not really. I'm not sure. Let's see what they rule it in here. High sticking is the call. You're right, Gerard, and they almost score right off the rip. It hits the post and comes out. Wasn't even looking. I was trying to catch the penalty, and I just hear the post ring. Here's Stokel now far side. He fires it wide. Carmel's not out of this game, and if they can score here, they mean trouble. Stokel again, this time blocked. Soaked up by what appeared to be Ryan Mulvey. DiNapoli near side. Jonah Weiss with good pressure. And it's forced down below the goal line. DiNapoli holds. Dick is open. In front, Stokel backhander steered aside. Back in front, Stokel again. My goodness, Thomas Preston. He's standing on his head today. Jackson Dick, his saucer a little high. Ellwanger whips it wide. Around the wall, it's going to be a tough hold. And the puck stays in the zone. My goodness. Out in the slot. Mulvey and Farley can't find it. AVP advances it ahead. Jonah Weiss now in a foot race with Ellwanger. In Carmel's defensive end with under a minute left to go here on the Corsairs power play. Stokel taking his time. Nearly given away. Gornick. Pass cut off by Weiss. Gornick recuperates. Now Marr. Stokel at the point. Lyston calling for it. Stokel instead elects to shoot. Lyston again, back for Stokel. He's got a lane this time, fires it wide. Farley continuing the rotation, but the pass can't be held. PJ Eberhardt looking over towards Mason Stanley, but wouldn't imagine he gets pulled at this point. Got to try to at least earn one even strength here as the power play now coming to an end. Fagan is out of the box. Stokel goes down, penalty coming. We're not done. Stokel just exhausted here, and Cosmeter does enough to just bring him down. Would need to score fast here if you're Carmel, and that's what Coach Eberhardt wants. Mason Stanley comes to the bench immediately. You see 6 skaters out there for Carmel. Two lined up on the left hash mark. It's Gornick and Marr. DiNapoli taking the face-off. 3 Corsairs pressure in on 1 Titan. That is Pinto. Pops out. Pinto on a clearing attempt, held by Stokel. Stokel across, one-timer, Ellwanger out in front, and somehow it stays out. Thomas Preston, an incredible game today. Hard hit by Will Fagan. He takes a check back, and now Justine Marr looking for his second. Marr with numbers, fires towards, and another glove save by Preston. 33 saves on 35 shots. Against Carmel this season, he's now got 63 saves on 67 shots. No, 66, pardon me. No, 67. Pardon me. Stokel from the point. Told you I have finals brain. Good save by Preston. And this will go all the way down towards the empty net. Jonah Weiss will have a chance to try to tap it in. Instead, selflessly sent it out in front, but it's off a skate. Now we'll curl it towards. Good save by Justine and Marr. Might be his first career save. And here comes to Napoli now. Out in front, Gornick tried to smack it towards. There's 12 seconds to go, and it's number 12 down low. Gornick for Farley. Carmel looking for one last hurrah here. Up top, Ellwanger far side. Blocked by Hoffer. That will do it on this one. With a second left to go, this goal will not count. He partially fans on it, and Mr. Hoffer's in disbelief. Glenbrook South wins this one, a final score of 5-2. Patrick Burns, 16:29, says, what a game by Thomas. I'll leave it at that because what a game it was. The final line for him seems to be 34 saves on 36 shots. For Mason Stanley, he really stood on his head in this game. Number 37, faced 37 shots. I knew that was coming. Oh my gosh. And nonetheless, Stanley's able to stop 32. So a great performance from both goaltenders, even though 7 total goals in this one. I know, Dylan, you're watching right now. You picked this one for your highest offensive game of the week. Not as great as he planned it. 7's not bad, but with 13 games on the SHL slate this week, that will be difficult. Anyways, for you folks, hope you enjoyed today's game. Once again, your final score, Glenbrook South 5, Carmel 2. We will catch you on the next broadcast. It is Stevenson taking on Glenbrook South. Stevenson hosting that game, I believe, 5:45 p.m. at Twin Rinks on Thursday. Dylan Ward will have the call with you for that one. Filling in for him, it's been a pleasure. My name's Luke Jordan. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night, and we'll see you in 48 hours, actually less, here on the South Hockey Network.